Gators win it in 4.
No stranger to being a head coach, Theis has 14 NCAA tournament appearances on his resume, including 3 trips to the national semifinals.
Parks sets the middle. August got it down for the kill.
Now, the former UF assistant returns to Gainesville for his first year as head coach of the Florida Gators.
What a comeback for the Gators.
The Ryan Theis Show on WRUF is presented by International Diamond Center and the Gator Attack Club, and brought to you in part by Meldon Law, Alma Mater, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Quality Plumbing, UF Bookstore, Doreen Wiebe, Miapa Latin Cafe, Titan MRI, Campus USA Credit Union, Fairlife Milk, and the head beer coach.
Alongside Ryan Theis, here's the voice of Gator Volleyball, Tom Collett.
Good evening and welcome to the show from the studios of WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, powered by ESPN. Welcome. For the next hour, we talk Florida volleyball with the head man, Ryan Theis, back from a trip to his home state, and looking forward to Southeastern Conference play as we get 2 teams from the SEC coming into the O'Connell Center this weekend, that being Mississippi State on Friday and Alabama on Sunday on the back end of the weekend. If you'd like to be part of the show, let's get that out of the way right now. We'd like for you to join the show. You can send us pictures. Actually, you can send us questions on YouTube, or you can call us on the Meldon Law fan phone line. Meldon Law is the official accident law partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law, we won't back down. That number is 352-392-8255. And Ryan just highlighted that you had a trip to your home state. You're a Wisconsin guy. You had 2 matches in the state, and your initial takeaway from the volleyball on the court over the past weekend.
Yeah, I thought there was some really good stuff going on the court. I thought timely mistakes and some errors. Were the best way to describe it would be like one set serving went bad, one set attacking went bad, one set something different went bad, and so the pieces are there, and that's what we talked about after the match. I mean, our whole goal, and we might dive into this more later with the non-conference. Mm-hmm. I thought if we ended at 6-3, we would be in position to have a shot, based on SEC play for a top 16 seed. We ended 5-4. So in my opinion, we're one set behind after a lot of road and a lot of travel and a really tough schedule. I think we're one behind, and we have those opportunities to make it up with an SEC schedule in front of us.
That Friday night match at Marquette, I looked at some of the numbers. I didn't get to watch any of the match, but 14 blocks in a 3-match set. A 3-set match has got to be putting a smile on your face.
Yeah,
from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, I mean that might be the highest I've seen. Maybe a 15 or an 18 randomly happen, but 14-3 is great. And that match side out percentage was the factor that hurt us. But again, some highlights and some good play against a really experienced team. I mean, I think Marquette's top 3 point scorers were a fifth year, and a fourth-year redshirt junior. And so some experience against us that we're still battling the age thing, but we're growing week by week.
And then on the back end of the weekend, Sunday afternoon, a match I got to watch quite a bit of, as number 7 Wisconsin hosts you at their big house in the Kohl Center, not in the field house, which they normally call home. And what a volleyball atmosphere. We saw a lot of matches this past weekend as we roll to the end of the pre-conference slate for all the teams across the country. But you've got 12,000 fans in there. Quite the great atmosphere. You battle to the end, 36-34 in the fourth. And you had a couple opportunities to try to force it to a fifth. But I thought, especially in that fourth set, the volleyball enthusiasm, the volleyball excitement was at its peak as the Gators just gut-wrenching down the stretch trying to get that fourth set to force a fifth.
Yeah, absolutely missed some opportunities to get to that, what was it, 6-3 goal that we were hoping for and or putting us in position to be successful. But it's really interesting that 12,000 screaming fans at a volleyball game and TV seem normal now. you know, and that's just a credit to our sport and what's going on out there. You know, we thought maybe 15, 16, 17,000, you know, and we had that the first weekend. And so I think if anything, it just displays how big volleyball's become and the excitement around it. I mean, that was during a Packer game in the state of Wisconsin, where I am from, for 12,000 people to not watch the Packer game is probably
that's an accomplishment.
Some type of state record. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're going to have to check that one against the stats, but definitely a big and great volleyball atmosphere as number 15 Florida, a 4-set loss to Wisconsin in the big building, the Kohl Center in Madison. And you have to be happy with the way the offense was spread out, as you had 4 Gators with double-digit kills in that match, led by Anaya Madkin, a new season high this year with 18. Roth hit 500 with 13 kills. I know you'd love to be able to get the ball in the middle even more to her. And Jayla Auguste, who also had double-digit kills with 11. And Jordan Bird had 10 kills as well to round out the offense in that match.
Yeah, I think that, you know, Mary Wise actually asked me, you know, in an ESPN interview before the AVCA showcase, you know, what are the Gators going to be known for? What are you going to hold your hat on? And I said, you know, the versatility of hopefully anybody can beat you. And whether it's 4 or 5 or 6 offensive options, you know, who are you going to try and stop, and everybody else can capitalize. So I think we're working towards that direction. I mean, our offense is a production, you know, continuing to work towards improvement. And when that happens, we'll be in good shape.
Watch out for your hands there. I thought you turned off the microphone for a moment with your elbow.
There's a button. You know, I'm new to
You were
this,
talking,
Tom.
and it was there was nothing coming out of the headphones here. I hope everyone caught that answer. Anyway.
Versatility.
Versatility,
Yeah.
Exactly. We're going to do a first feature of the show here tonight, and we're changing it up a little bit because we talked about it in our pre-production meeting before the show, that we want to take a look at your thoughts. You mentioned you thought you'd be 6-3 coming out of the pre-conference slate heading into Southeastern Conference play this coming weekend. We're going to say Ryan Theis's pre-conference schedule grades for this 2025 Florida volleyball team, and that is brought to you by Titan MRI and Imaging. They have the same-day scheduling available with easy self-pay, now with 2 locations here in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Start feeling better today. That's TitanMRI.com. It is your choice. So let's look at the grades and what you see can be improved upon as you head into conference play. Let's start with what we have talked about from the beginning of this season, and that is how the Gators serve it.
Yeah.
What is a grade, and where would you say we can move to as a team?
Yeah, you know, just to correct and point out one thing, you said thought we'd be 6-3. I thought there was the opportunity to be 6-3.
Okay, all right.
right. So, you know, it was that first weekend, Pitt and Stanford. Can we, you know, 1, right? 1 out of 2 is. You know, I always say I'm not an optimist, I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist. Now, you approach every single match to win it, right? But where are you in position to be successful? So that's what we're 1 game behind. And in serving, I think that's a factor. You ask me for the grade. I think you know, we have 4 losses. In 3 of them, I would say our grade was well below average.
Okay.
You know, but in 5 of our wins or 4 of our wins, I'd give it above. So I'm going to go with a C for serving, just based on, you know, every night you want greatness, and you realize as a coach that's not going to happen. But 9 out of 10 would be better than, you know, 6 out of 8. So I'll go C. Okay,
a C for serving. Next, we've always talked through this through the years as me covering the volleyball program for as long as I have, and that's then it's first contact. So we have serve, then serve, receive.
Yeah,
Passing.
A or B. Let's go. You know, I'll go A minus. I think in our 9 matchups, we've won 8 of the 9 serve and pass, and I think our passers have done a great job with that. Just really battling. We don't give up a lot of aces. We're relatively good in medium situations, which means that, you know, the serve was really good, but we still have an opportunity to score. So serve receive, I've been really pleased with. In fact, I've complimented our team multiple times on that.
For years, we've talked about with the coaching staff here in the program that the passes are graded based on how many options a setter has, and anything 2 and above, when you have the setter has hitter options that are 2 or more, that's a good thing. Do you rate basically the same way? And if you did, how many? I mean, where would that rating be roughly?
Yeah, I literally looked at our last 3 matches, which would have been our last 12 sets. In fact, in those 12 sets, we're under 500, and we're still outpassing our opponents just under a 2-2 to just under a 2-0. So 2.2 for our non-con against really tough opponents. Again, really pleased with our passers. A minus for sure.
All right, then setting the offense. In terms of, you've got 2 talented setters, and it seems like from what I've seen, the eyeball test, that Alexis Stuckey is back to, I guess, pre-injury form or getting close to it. How would you grade the setters and the choices they've made when they've set up their hitters?
Yeah, I think both setters are doing a great job. I think we just need to continue to work on angles, relationship to body, things like that. When they talk about setter-hitter chemistry, that's a real thing. There's gray areas if Stuckey or Taylor is 9 feet off the net and 7 feet from you versus 10 feet off the net and 6 feet from you. Those are very different balls coming at different angles. And, right now we're playing 2 left sides who have played very little time with Stuckey or Taylor. So we're learning that. So, in terms of setting, I'll give us a B, but there's without question the ability for that to be an AA+. We continue to learn that weekly.
Let's look at the pin hitters, starting with the left sides.
We start with Kira on the left. She transitioned to the right. Anaya and Jordan, I think I looked recently. Jordan's, just under 4 kills a game, I think, or Anaya, in that 3 to 4 range, hitting 260, hitting 180. I think there's some room for growth there, but they're scoring a lot of points. If we could tweak 1 or 2 of their swings. If you look at the grander scheme of things, and sorry if I ramble, but we're trying to get to 14.5 kills a game, right? And so we're at 13.4, 13.5 through our last 3 matches. So, we could use 1 more kill. So how do we transition, in 35 attempts a game, 1 of those swings from an error to a kill, right? And then you hit every number you achieve of. And with our current left sides, it's, can we avoid the 6 zone? Can we avoid the top of the block that's dug in the 6? Can we change that to the top of the block that scores in the 1? Can it be the edge of the block to the 5? And so again, I'd love for us to be 9-0 and give every one of these scores an A, an A+. But we have not achieved that. So I'll give our left sides a B and think that there's room for those guys to grow to an A.
Okay, right sides. And you just mentioned Kira has transitioned to the right side. You had Melitza playing some right side. Where are you with the grades on the right side? And we'll take a break after your answer and resume when we get back.
Yeah, Melitza, Kira, and Alec Roth. Actually, Amaya Thomas is now back from injury.
Okay.
She has slid into the middle. We only used it 1 opportunity with Wisconsin just because of timing and sub numbers and her return. But can we slide her into the middle and Alec do some right side kills? And so we definitely need some more points out of the right, but overall playing really good volleyball in that position.
We'll get back to some more analysis of what the Gators have done in their pre-conference schedule with Ryan Theis here on the Ryan Theis Show after this brief timeout.
WRUF,
Where Gator Nation comes alive.
98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Powered by ESPN.
WRUF, your home for Gator sports.
The commitment from IDC to first responders is really extraordinary.
Veteran firefighter Johnny Hinton talks about International Diamond Center's ongoing support for our heroes in uniform.
IDC has helped us raise just massive amounts of money.
Johnny says in addition to corporate gifts to support charity fundraisers, IDC is there every day, helping first responders with an extra 15% discount on any purchase.
Again, thank you guys so much.
International Diamond Center at Celebration Point.
90 years ago, 9 University of Florida faculty members started something big, Campus USA Credit Union, the first credit union on a U.S. college campus. Today, Campus USA is 160,000 members strong, proudly serving the community with auto loans, business loans, mortgages, and more. Whether you're just starting out or building your future, Campus is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by any Campus location or join the team at campuscu.com. Campus USA Credit Union, celebrating 90 years of better banking.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
For over 2 decades, Miapa has been a staple in Alachua County. Start your day right at Miapa, where fast and affordable authentic cuisine awaits.
We're known for serving the best Cuban coffee.
Our secret is in every sip and every bite, bringing the flavor of our culture straight to your palate. Everyone is welcome at Miapa Latin Cafe. Visit us at one of our locations and let us take you on a journey full of flavor. Miapa Latin Cafe, where every bite is a taste of tradition.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
It's the Ryan Theis Show, right here on WRUF.
Don't settle for a knockoff diamond when you can get the best diamonds at the best price. International Diamond Center in Celebration Point. For quality, selection, and value, International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. It's the Ryan Theis Show here on a Tuesday night. If you'd like to be part of the action, Meldon Law fan phone line is how you can do so. Meldon Law is the official accident law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law, we won't back down. The number to call, as AJ will field your calls tonight, is 352-392-8255. And AJ's getting into the song from the late 80s, Tone Loc's Wild Thing.
Tom, I'm pretty sure you played that at my wedding in
Madison.
Yeah.
What year was that now?
Oh, 6.
Oh, my word. I hope Jenny's not listening. You don't remember the year.
Well, I'm working on that.
You're working on that. We're getting back to our grades, brought to you by Titan MRI and Imaging for the Gators in their pre-conference slate. And we're at the right sides. We talked about the right sides. Alec Roth, of course, played right side a lot last year when a certain All-American was out. The middles, you've got 2 talented, now with Amaya back in the mix, 3 talented middles that you can plug in.
A.
How have they done so far?
I'm interrupting you immediately with an A. Our middles have been amazing.
Okay.
They work their butts off and score a ton of points. I'm thrilled with Alec and Jayla's performance and really excited to get Amaya back.
Okay. Now we transition to defense. Blocking. I mentioned the blocking numbers you had in the match against Marquette, doubling them, 14 blocks in a 3-set match. Those are big numbers.
Yeah, 2.7 is pretty impressive, and we're above that in our last 3 matches. I mean, I got to give our block an A. I mean, there's balls that we miss that, but everybody does, right? You're not going to be perfect, but really pleased. I think block defense and pass. People asked me at the beginning, what are your strengths? I said, I think we can block. I think we can defend. I think we can pass. And then serving is to be determined. So I'll give block an A.
Back row defense. You've got a talented freshman in the libero position. First freshman to start the season at that libero position since at least Cusack. That's pretty heady company to be included with. And then Vogel, Kanan, you've got a plethora of defensive specialists. What's your grade there?
Yeah, I'll stick with A on this one simply because the ability to stop really good teams from being efficient offensively. Ella Vogel in middle back is really impressive. I haven't, 17 years as a head coach and 25 years in it, I haven't seen a lot of middle back defenders that can do what Ella does back there. Lily, obviously a great player. Emily and Bella doing a great job as well. Our littles are really good.
That is your pre-conference schedule grades from Ryan Theis, the head coach. You heard him right here. Let's go next to what we have as the save of the week, and it's brought to you by Fairlife Milk. Discover protein shakes by Fairlife Milk. Explore our 26-gram and 42-gram high-protein drinks, perfect for workout recovery and nutrition. Save of the week.
Jordan Bird had a secondary set tight. Jordan Bird had a secondary set tight, which we do on purpose, and it was every bit about to be Wisconsin's point. She got it right before the antenna, hit it off the blocker, and got us the point. Wisconsin blew a challenge trying to get that call. And so usually saves can be defensive. They can be some ridiculous touch. But in this case, it was a phenomenal effort to get to the ball before the antenna.
Our next weekly accolade is the Offensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life with Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I'm going Jayla on offensive. Almost 3 kills out of the middle per set, hitting almost 300. And just the defense needs to adjust and try and keep up with her. I think it's a lot of the Chipotle she eats. I don't know if they're an official sponsor, but I think she's powered by that and a pretty strong offensive option for us.
On that note, we've seen and we've talked about it. This is the first collegiate action for Jordan Bird, the physical specimen that patrols the outside for you. She hits just an amazing number on Friday night, 321, and then it's just 64 against Wisconsin. What was Wisconsin doing to try to limit her activity, or was it maybe some of that inconsistency? You've said she's a streaky hitter. When she's on a streak, you don't want to be on the other side of the net trying to block it or play it up in the back row. What is that? What have you worked on to make her consistency even improve?
Yeah, I think it's just her range of attack. Every hitter has comfort zones, right? And with Jordan, it's always about the edges. She's so physical and high above the net. Can you attack the edges in each zone? And so I think that, first and second touches have a lot to do with her ability to get at edges. And then I thought Wisconsin defended the edge as well to limit her efficiency. But we rewatch, she looks at it, we continue to work on it, and she'll continue to get better and better.
And Anaya Madkin getting many, many, many more looks as she's been inserted into that outside hitter role with the squad. I said a season-high 18 kills in the Sunday match against Wisconsin. Of course, she had a match where she blew up last year for 27 kills when she was at Arkansas against Georgia. What do you see in her and her upside? Yeah,
the ability to point score. I just don't. I don't know if regular fans or people in the stands realize how hard it is to score a point. Against tough serving, physical blocking, good defenders, and so scoring a point either has to be a block, a kill, or an ace, and those are the only 3 ways to do it. Right? So what is your team's ability to produce versus how many errors you make? And so Anaya has the ability to score points both from a blocking perspective and attack perspective. She actually a pretty good serve. It's just not used a lot right now for us, but she can score. And so how efficient can you score becomes the next part.
And back to serving for a moment. I know in the early matches that we had to call the opportunity between Sky and myself that you were using the libero to serve for Alec and Jayla was serving in that spot in the rotation. Continue with that. Is that a good thing? You might use it differently.
Yeah, I think Jayla is over the last 3 to 4 weeks is an incredibly improved performer from the service line. Much higher point scoring percentage than opening weekend. It was ace or error, at the beginning, and she's learned to control speeds and better. And she continues to work on her defense. And so I don't think that'll change much. I think Jayla's a pretty good serving middle, and we'll serve sub 4 sometimes in situations. We have 2 really good servers coming in off the bench right now. And so, but she's improving weekly.
352-392-8255 is the number to call if you'd like to be part of the program tonight. It is the Ryan Theis Show, everything Florida volleyball, from 6 until 7. Tom Collett alongside the head coach, Ryan Theis. So inviting you to join us. Defensive Player of the Week is brought to us by Ruse Ogra State Farm Insurance. State Farm agent Ruse Ogra is your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for the service you deserve at the price you want. Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, I'll go Lily this week. Sometimes those outstanding blocking performances can lead you to a middle, but I thought Lily is really learning the libero position well at this level. She's taking balls off shoulder, face, foot, knee, shin, just about everything in the course of her. I think she took an elbow from Anaya after a swing. She's getting beat up back there, but she's battling and getting digs.
For the casual fan who might not delve into strategy as much as some of us who live volleyball for a living here, how does your blocking scheme channel balls in the right way if they can't block them to your back row defenders?
Well, you have options defensively. Do you want to let's just pretend you're talking about against a left side attack. Do you want to take away the line and channel balls towards a cross court digger? Do you want against a middle attack to jump into the one zone to channel balls to your libero? So you can do that. There's also the effect of just blocking the ball, which is saying to your right side blocker, your middle, go get the ball, right, and go from there, and then ask your defensive players to play around it. So there's no doubt in out of system situations, many teams channel balls to the libero and left back. We do that at times, or are you just blocking the ball? But the fact that teams are avoiding you, and Lily Still's pulling up a lot of digs, means she's doing a great job.
We often hear that if a ball is sent at your setter and she's got to make first contact, who on this team do you want to handle that second ball if Stuckey has to play the first?
Yeah, Lily right now is doing that, and she's doing a great job. Our secondary set, I looked up every time we got blocked on the weekend, for example, totaling, 29 times or something. We every team has some different. We looked at are you getting blocked more? Are you hitting out more? What's happening? We get blocked a little bit more than we hit out. None of those getting blocked swings were off of a secondary set from Lily. So I think she's doing a great job.
Gators wrapped up their pre-conference slate this past weekend in the state of Wisconsin. They begin their SEC slate this weekend at home, Exact Arena, at the Stephen C. O'Connell Center against Mississippi State on Friday night, and then Sunday on the back end of the weekend against the Alabama Crimson Tide. We'll take a look at what's ahead for Florida within the conference and what's going on in the conference here on the Ryan Theis Show. We'll be back after this brief timeout.
If it happens in Gator Nation,
you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Gator champions play here.
WRUF, powered by ESPN.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Gear up to root on the Gators at the University of Florida bookstore at the Rights Union. The UF bookstore will be open from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. for all the orange and blue gear you need. There's a large selection of clearance items throughout the clothing department with many items up to 50% off original price. This is a great time to expand your Gator wardrobe and save some money too. So as you look to root on the Gators, debut some new orange and blue gear at the UF bookstore, open noon to 5 on Sunday. So to score, just remember the University of Florida bookstore inside the Rights Union on campus, and go Gators!
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parrish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Hey Gators, are you ready to rep your team in style? Head over to Alma Mater, the ultimate Florida Gator store right here in Gainesville, where you'll find everything you need to show off your Gator pride. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, we've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan. Whether you're gearing up for game day or just want to add some orange and blue to your wardrobe, we've got you covered. Everything designed and produced right here in the swamp. Visit us today at Alma Mater on the corner of 34th and University or almamaterdesign.com. Go Gators!
The Gator Attack Club is the official booster club of Florida Volleyball. Would you like to learn more about the game? Meet the players and coaches to get the inside scoop? Join the Gator Attack Club. Once you join, you'll be invited to pre-match chalk talks featuring head coach Ryan Theis and his assistant coaches, post-match socials, end-of-the-season gatherings, lunches at the spring tournaments, and so much more. The Gator Attack Club is one of the largest booster clubs in women's collegiate volleyball. So what are you waiting for? Join now. For more information, visit GatorAttackClub.org.
It's football season, touchdowns and celebrations, and unfortunately, injuries. If you're injured, call Titan MRI and Imaging. No need to deal with long wait times and high costs to get your scans done. Titan MRI and Imaging will save you time and money. And the experience at Titan MRI and Imaging, much more personal than the sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. So if you need a scan, call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
The Ryan Theis Show continues here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
It's time to join the Gator Attack Club, the official booster club of Florida Volleyball. To join the fun, visit us at GatorAttackClub.org. The Gator Attack Club, ready to cheer on the Gators to victory.
Thumbs up from our executive producer of the show out there, Kevin Winter. Thank you, Kevin. We want you to be part of our show. That's what it's all about. We want fans to participate here. If you're clad in orange and blue and you bleed orange and blue, all those things, we need you to call in and talk to Ryan Theis. 352-392-8255 is the number. It's the Meldon Law fan phone line. Meldon Law, the official accident law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law, we won't back down. One more time, 352-392-8255. You can also submit your questions on YouTube because we are live on YouTube. Or I know our producer, Freddie Wiebe, out there is also checking out Facebook Live. We're also on that platform as well. SEC begins tomorrow night for teams across the league, and the Gators open up on Friday night against Mississippi State. Wednesday, tomorrow night, league gets underway. Georgia at Tennessee, South Carolina at Kentucky. South Carolina receiving votes in the latest AVCA poll. This one would be a good one. Missouri at Texas A&M to watch that. And then Vanderbilt, first year. Where do they open? At Texas. Wow, what a harsh introduction to the SEC. What are your initial impressions of this SEC gathering of teams that have 6 teams in the AVCA Top 25, Brian?
Yeah, what's really going to be interesting is playing everybody once, and what that means. I mean, a tough road weekend or a 2-week ankle sprain from a best player, very little time to make up, versus, 20 match, conference schedules. It's 15, one against everybody. So here's to being healthy, right? I mean, for your best opportunity to compete for a league championship, it might be the team that stays the healthiest, the longest.
Your thoughts on now the SEC tournament coming back, and you just said you play a team once. Used to be the regular season champion, was the automatic berth into the NCAA tournament. The body of work, so to speak, versus a one weekend run where a team can get hot and get into the tournament. Of course, there are a lot of at-large bids that go to the league, but your thought in terms of going back to the tournament?
I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be one of the most watched television shows that week. It is perfectly placed when college football is on a downswing. I don't think there are NFL games scheduled, and I think people have a little break in sports where volleyball is going to be on TV, and I think the other Power Threes of the Power Four are going to jump in and try and do this as well. I mean, I think in general we should move our season up a couple of weeks to shift the schedule and put our NCAA tournament and conference tournaments in a better TV window. But not everybody listens to my opinion.
Well, soccer in the fall starts earlier than volleyball, usually a week or two before. So
and
taking
ends
advantage
earlier.
of that, right?
Soccer
ends earlier, right?
Very, very short season.
SEC preseason coaches poll. Kentucky was the pick of the coaches, followed by Texas, Texas A&M, Missouri, Florida at 5. And as I mentioned, 6 teams currently in the poll. Texas at number 2, still undefeated. They've got a week of Vanderbilt Wednesday, Missouri on Friday. Missouri ranked at, we'll get to them in a moment. Kentucky tied for 3rd with Stanford. Texas A&M at 13. Florida at 19. The 555th week in a row Florida's been in the AVCA poll. Then Missouri at 21 and Tennessee at 22. And you open, as I mentioned, with 2 teams that were picked at the bottom of the league. Mississippi State at 15 and Alabama at 16. So you've got a easier, I guess, well, nothing's easy, but when you look at it on paper, not as drastic introduction to league play.
I don't know if, again, you play everybody once.
Right.
So, I don't know that any of it's relevant in terms of where you're picked. It's how many wins can you knock off out of 15.
Right.
So 8 and 7 right now is NCAA tournament. What did we get? 9 teams in the league last year in. You talked about automatic berth. Who cares? I mean, it's not relevant. Our
You're
league,
in it if you want to try to win.
Yeah, our league is realistically 1 or 2 in the country. So that part I'm not concerned about at all. But it's how can you stack up in 15 contests?
Let's go to our next award of the week. It's the sub of the week, and it's brought to you by Miapa Latin Cafe, serving the best Cuban food north of Miami. Now with 6 locations in Alachua County, including their new drive-through location in the city of Alachua. Visit Miapa Latin Cafe today. Sub of the week.
I thought Bella and Taylor both played well off the bench, but I'm going to go this week with Amaya Thomas, who got her first action since pulling her cap. To be honest, I don't think she registered a point, but just to have her back, I think, is relevant. And the team erupted when she got to go into a match. I thought that was, a big step for us in the direction. She got hurt right before we started even practicing. So to have her back in the lineup, or just even the ability to make appearances, is uplifting for our group.
And on that line of questioning as well, you've got quite a few players who will not be seen this season at all, including a Florida legacy and Maddie Gravely, who her mom played here at the University of Florida, Julie Stanhope, back in the 90s. Emerson Hoyle, who was going to be counted on for back row duty as well. And I'm trying to scan the roster. I mean, I know Amaya was day-to-day.
D is
McMillan, the incoming freshman.
She has hope of coming in.
Really? Okay.
In coming weeks. Would prefer to come back in than redshirt. But yeah, no question of a 17-person roster. 4 people have not really touched it. Amaya just did, dropping us down to 3. But no question in practice and matches we've been limited. And as our fans have seen, I've played the whole roster, in crucial situations because I think they all add value to our team.
Well, and they've got to be ready, next man or next woman up, if you're called on in a clutch situation. You got to be ready.
Absolutely. We talk about that constantly. Are we staying warm during matches? Are we on the bike? Are we peppering between sets? Because I will not hesitate to put somebody in. And if you struggle multiple times coming in off the bench, well, that's going to limit my trust and my ability to do that. But I'm going to give it a shot.
The culture you have cultivated here, in all the years I've been calling the matches and looking over at the bench, it seems like this is the most active in terms of enthusiasm, in between points, choreographed maneuvers, maybe some might say, but they look more engaged and more, like I said, enthusiastic might be a word I'd like to look up in my thesaurus to get another word to describe that, but they're really engaged and really at a high level of energy during the matches.
Yeah, this team has a lot of personality, and if you say the team is a reflection of the head coach, that would be the opposite. Is I don't have much personality, but where we differ is I allow for the freedom to have yours, and so that actually is the reflection of them being extremely energetic on the sideline as I allow it and encourage it and think they're just being themselves. And this group's a lot of fun. Who's the ringleader of that group? Oh boy. So many, that would be tough. It varies from game to game, from position to position. It's pretty loud. Like if I wander back towards the end of it, I'll hear, if Jayla's rotated out, I'll hear her yelling something. If out of a timeout, I'll hear Emerson saying something. You can hear anybody at any point with that group.
A lot of fans hear about this in another sport, in football, about the different rooms. There's the quarterback room. There's the linebacker room. There's the defensive line room. There's the offensive line room. Do you have separation and, I guess, more intense scouting, more intense coaching with, say, the middle blocker room or the outside hitter room? How do you separate the team when they're not in the full group?
Yeah, everybody has the opportunity. So, what's amazing about technology in our program and our resources is you can practice for 2 hours and 15 minutes on a Tuesday, and that night you can watch every single time you touch the volleyball on your own. Right? You can request a coach. Can I come in and watch this? Can we watch our last match on this? And so every player has the opportunity to watch themselves and or pull in a coach. From a team scouting perspective, we do 3 different video sessions ranging from 10 to 18 minutes on an opponent. Some of them might be on court. Some of them might be in a classroom setting before we start practice. But 3 short sessions to try and hammer points across. And then we'll do, Abby runs a offensive video session for the passers and setters. Hey, when this person serves, this is their serving tendency. When that person is serving, these are the 3 blockers. This is their block tendency. In the past, you would do things like the last time they played us, but that doesn't exist anymore in the SEC. It's 15 one-time deals. So it might be this is how this team defended us well. So we do a little bit of an offensive breakout, 3 defensive sessions, and then any individual video a player wants.
Okay. Our final one, this segment, is the Ace of the Week. Ace of the Week is brought to you by Quality Plumbing. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same company that Gainesville has trusted for over 40 years, Quality Plumbing. The name says it all.
Yeah, this might be the first back-to-back winner. I don't know. Ella Vogel, I think we gave it to her last week. She had a 4-point service run in set 1 against Wisconsin, and I think the 3rd point put us up 10-9. So
you were trailing. You got a great run from Ella.
Yep, absolutely. And in that match, neither team started serving well. So for her to take the reins and kind of serve it and get us that first set, I thought her 4-point run was crucial.
It's the Ryan Theis Show right here. We'll be back after a short break.
WRUF, your home of the NFL.
The Gator Attack Club is the official booster club of Florida Volleyball. Would you like to learn more about the game? Meet the players and coaches to get the inside scoop? Join the Gator Attack Club. Once you join, you'll be invited to pre-match Chalk Talks featuring head coach Ryan Theis and his assistant coaches, post-match socials, end of the season gatherings, lunches at the spring tournaments, and so much more. The Gator Attack Club is one of the largest booster clubs in women's collegiate volleyball. So what are you waiting for? Join now. For more information, visit GatorAttackClub.org.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
For over 2 decades, Miapa has been a staple in Alachua County. Start your day right at Miapa, where fast and affordable authentic cuisine awaits.
We're known for serving the best Cuban coffee.
Our secret is in every sip and every bite, bringing the flavor of our culture straight to your palate. Everyone is welcome at Miapa Latin Cafe. Visit us at one of our locations and let us take you on a journey full of flavor. Miapa Latin Cafe, where every bite is a taste of tradition.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
90 years ago, 9 University of Florida faculty members started something big, Campus USA Credit Union, the first credit union on a U.S. college campus. Today, Campus USA is 160,000 members strong, proudly serving the community with auto loans, business loans, mortgages, and more. Whether you're just starting out or building your future, Campus is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by any campus location or join the team at campuscu.com. Campus USA Credit Union, celebrating 90 years of better banking.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
It's the Ryan Theis Show, right here on WRUF.
Don't settle for knockoff diamond when you can get the best diamonds at the best price. International Diamond Center, located in Celebration Point, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators.
Let's go to YouTube. We have a question from one of our YouTube watchers tonight, and it's Gator Sam. Gator Sam asks, Coach Theis, will you try to use Melitza more as the season progresses, or is it all dependent on matchups match to match? Thank you, Gator Sam.
Yeah, I think, you're absolutely right. Depending on match to match, matchups, her serve, her health, all of those things. If we can find the opportunities, one of the tricky parts is just subs. We get a certain number and we don't have a lot of pin hitters with 6 rotation experience. Mm-hmm. So every time you're using a serve sub or a DS, that can knock off 1, 2 serves. So, everybody can't just play only front row or only back row. So we're working on those best combinations all the time and when we have opportunities.
We saw an example of that in the 4th set, which went to 36-34 at Wisconsin. I'm saying Jordan Bird's not coming out. Ryan must be out of subs.
Yeah, Jordan came out, and our 15th sub, we actually used Lauren Harden because she's a really nice 6 rotation piece. So Lauren and Jordan were playing all the way around at the end. And that becomes pretty normal when matches pass, sets past 25, 26, 27 points for team using multiple DSs. And it just kind of shows why we can't just necessarily sub in and out all the time.
I've had folks ask me through the years, why don't they go to unlimited subs? They talk about at the NCAA level and the Coaches Association giving playing opportunities to players across the board. Do you ever think we might see unlimited subs?
Well, NAIA, collegiately does that, and I think you get entire wave changes, like almost hockey style. You get 3 people go in.
Line changes.
Yeah, 3 people go out for front row block or your biggest blockers, and I think they want to avoid that and the stoppages involved with substitutions. Somebody has to note it and do that. So I think they're trying to find a balance of, like, how do we increase participation while at the same time not having stoppages constantly. 15 is extremely high. I remember when we went from 12 to 15, it instantly jumped our world into more 6-2s. Setters that play back row only. Size became less important. And so, I don't know how that'll evolve. It'll be interesting. In international volleyball and professional volleyball, it's 100 times less. So we'll see where we go collegiately.
And you brought up the 6-2. Explain that to the fans at home who see one setter Stuckey play all the way around most of the time currently in this season.
Yeah, so a 6-2 would mean you have 6 attackers and 2 setters. Normally meaning 3 setters in the front row and a setter coming out of the back row, which gets you your 6. A 5-1 would mean you have 5 hitters and 1 setter, which means the setter stays in the front row. So to have a 6-2, you need 2 6 rotation, either outside hitters, right sides, middle, some combination of that, and then sub your setters out, or a setter who sets and hits. So there's all kinds of different combinations that can equate to a 5-1 or a 6-2 based on the personnel you have.
And then final on this tact of questioning, if you will. During Florida's run to their last championship match in 2017, and we saw it shortly thereafter, we saw what some people call a 5-2, some people call a 4-2, where you had Husky in the front row setting and could dump it and play it, and then you had Montserrat in the back row. Yeah, and again, realistic. Another nuance, right?
Yeah, nuances and realistic with sub patterns. Right now we don't have the subs to do that. If Jordan Bird and Kira Hudson played all the way around, you actually could use that sub a little bit more, but it just depends on the personnel you have.
Let's go to our next weekly accolade or award. Let's look at the top 4 SEC quality wins heading into the SEC slate, but looking back on the week that the teams had out of conference in the pre-conference slate. And the SEC quality wins is brought to you by Alma Mater, the ultimate Florida Gator store right here in Gainesville, where you'll find everything you need to show off your Gator pride at 34th and University behind PDQ.
Okay. I'd have to go back over the last 4 to 5 weeks on memory banks, but the first and foremost win would be Florida over Pitt.
Okay.
Significant win.
I can live with that.
Number 1. Texas had a win over Wisconsin. That's a good one. Kentucky had a big one over Louisville. And then help me with number 4. Where would I want to go with that? Texas, I think, has had at least one more.
I'm looking at my chart here to see.
Yeah.
I didn't have another one
We
noted
could go
in my
Florida
notes.
over Baylor.
That's another ranked win.
Number 4. You bet.
We'll stick with that.
You bet.
Libero Play of the Week brought to you by University of Florida Bookstores. We don't sell diplomas, just everything you need to get one. UF Bookstores, your one-stop shop for all things Gators.
I think it was 0-0 Wisconsin match. Lily got blown up in the shoulder by their middle and just, I think it was a 3-hitter phase, and our middle dove into the one, and their middle just drilled one right at Lily. She turned, shoulder dig. I think we transition killed it. Either that or she dug another one and we transition killed it. But 1-0 us based on a huge Lily dig.
As we head into conference schedules across the country, we're going to look now at matches we should watch. They can be in the SEC or outside the SEC. We'll take a quick look back, but first let's give credit to our sponsor for sponsoring this one. Are you in the market to buy or sell your home? Doreen Wiebe, a realtor with Coldwell Banker M.M. Parrish, will provide you with fast, friendly, and reliable service. Call Doreen Wiebe today at 352-562-1411 to help your dreams come home. And we look back a week we looked at these big matchups from last week, and we highlighted those. Nebraska goes into Creighton and earns a hard 5-set win. And Nebraska, 4 players with double-digit kills in front of a crowd of almost 18,000 in Omaha. Wow.
Yeah, great environment. Watched it on TV. And that record's, as long as facilities can hold it, is going to keep getting broken.
Kentucky, number 6 at Louisville, number 3 in the big Yum Yum Center. They come back from trailing 0-1 and 1-2 to represent the SEC.
Yeah, great match. Got to watch some of that as well. Kentucky really strong. Louisville, great team. Both teams extremely well coached. Excited to see Kentucky get that win.
Pitt at Penn State. Babcock still got some firepower for those Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. Pitt's a good squad. I mean, that win later is going to translate for us big time in seeding in December.
TCU, number 9 at Texas. Texas has been rolling. 25-12, 25-17, 25-18 as they get a big sweep.
Yeah, TCU has been really good this non-con and is really fun to watch. For Texas to handle those guys is just really impressive, and I just think it shows the strength of the SEC.
Gators get back on the home court this weekend, Friday night against Mississippi State and Sunday against Alabama. What do the fans listening and watching need to look for this weekend?
Yeah, I just think we're hoping for consistency in all phases. I think that's some sets have been lost by, this set we served poorly, this set we attacked poorly. I think consistency in all phases is key.
Our thanks go out to Freddie Wiebe, the executive producer of our program, our engineer for the broadcast tonight, with all the knobs, with all the controls, that is AJ, and Kevin Winter, he and his staff here at WRUF are making the show happen tonight from the studios here. We feel at home now in this wonderful studio. You're listening on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, powered by ESPN. We're back for another edition of the Ryan Theis Show next Tuesday night.
Swamps don't scare us.
In fact, it's our home.
Your home for Gator football. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
WRUF.
Powered by ESPN.
It's football season, touchdowns and celebrations, and unfortunately, injuries. If you're injured, call Titan MRI and Imaging. No need to deal with